Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because we're about to talk about a car that looks like it just landed from outer space. No, I'm not talking about a Tesla with a few too many features. I'm talking about the Lancia Stratos Zero, a concept car so futuristic that it could have been drawn up by someone who's been watching too many sci-fi movies. It was revealed back in 1970, long before the days of electric cars and 3D printed vehicles. Now, I can already hear you asking, what's so special about it? Well, let me tell you. It's the kind of car you don't just drive, you arrive in. Before we get into the nitty-gritty details, hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on these wild rides. Now, let's break it down. The Stratos Zero was the brainchild of the famous Italian designer Marcello Gandini and his team at Bertone. This was a time when cars were either long and boxy or sleek and sexy. But this? It looked like a wedge of cheese had decided to go on a road trip. The design was so ahead of its time, even NASA might have considered using it for moon missions. The car's body was made from fiberglass and featured a unique copper color, giving it an otherworldly shine. Standing at just 33 inches, 84 centimeters tall, this low-riding rocket was designed to cut through air like a knife through butter. Now, let's talk about the engine. Under the hood, the Stratos Zero was powered by a 1.6-liter Lancia V4 engine, cranking out 113 horsepower, 85 kilowatt-hours. Sure, it's not the kind of power you'd expect from today's hypercars, but in 1970, it was more than enough to turn heads. Plus, the car was super light, which made it feel like you were driving a rocket on four wheels. Its top speed wasn't exactly something to write home about. Around 120 miles per hour, 193 kilometers, But in a car that looked like it came from the future, I'm sure no one was paying much attention to the speedometer. As for the dimensions, this tiny wedge of awesomeness measured just 141 inches, 3,581 millimeters in length, 68 inches, 1,727 millimeters in width, and that low profile of 33 inches made it look like it was gliding over the asphalt. The wheelbase? Only 87.4 inches, 2,220 millimeters, making it compact enough to feel like you could park it in a shoebox. The Stratos Zero wasn't about practicality. It was about making a statement. It's been making the rounds at events like the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance, where it even won the Gran Turismo Special Award in 2024. Not bad for a car that's older than most of the people listen this. So, if you're lucky enough to spot one of these bad boys at a museum, take a moment to appreciate how this futuristic beauty paved the way for all those super sleek space-age cars we see today. But before you get too nostalgic, remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more stories like this. Oh, and don't forget, there's a link under the video to become a sponsor of the channel. We promise not to make you drive anything that looks like it belongs on the moon. Unless that's your thing.